Every successful intervention starts with a sound analytical approach. The State Department can't and shouldn't be doing everything. It has to be targeted and focused primarily on prevention and preventing conflict before it happens. This requires our Bureau, the Bureau of Conflict and Stabilization Operations at the State Department, to take a targeted approach, understand the problem in the country where we're working, and understand how the conflict dynamics are likely to change over time. At the department, we follow a three-step approach: analysis, planning, and learning. The analysis is important to deeply understand the problem in the country. The planning piece is important to make sure that all of the tools of the U.S. government are on the table at the same time, sequenced appropriately to be most effective. And the learning piece finally is needed in order to monitor and evaluate what we're doing to know if we're achieving our objectives. One example. In Central Africa, the department has been looking for ways to undermine the power of Joseph Kony, the leader of the Lord's Resistance Army in Central Africa. We worked closely with the rest of the U.S. government, host governments in the region, civil society partners, to develop a public messaging campaign that highlighted defectors from the Lord's Resistance Army to talk about the reasons why they left and that it was safe to leave. It ended up being quite successful in the end. Over 200 defectors left the Lord's Resistance Army, and slowly over time this will ultimately undermine Joseph Kony's power. Civil society is key to everything that we do. They understand the problems, the nature of the problem better than we ever will. They also are the sustainable solution to ongoing peace and stability in their own countries long after we are gone. The needs and aspirations, the security and safety of people are paramount in everything that we do. I think there are hallmarks of successful interventions that are important to remember. First of all, host country political will. We have to have a good partnership with the countries where we are working. Number two, especially when we're working in conflict environments, we have to have the flexibility and agility to adapt over time as the context in the country changes. And third, we have to have true partnerships with local organizations and people on the ground. In our bureau and in the department, we prioritize partnerships with local civil society actors, networks, and organizations. And we have found in places from Honduras to South Sudan to Syria that those are all incredibly important to making sustainable change stick on the ground in the places that we're working.